Making things is hard, and oftentimes we procrastinate ourselves into oblivion in order to avoid it at all costs. But having a dedicated routine and a space might actually help you sit the hell down and get things done. And that's why 2 years back, I moved my workspace from my bedroom to its own dedicated office space. And boy, oh boy, let me tell you, I gotten a lot of things done. And this episode is going to be a little tour of that space. Having my own space has always been a dream of mine, where I resort to do my projects and where everything I need is handy and there's no one to distract me. One of the biggest problems of working from home for me is distractions. I don't know about other people, but I can't eat, sleep, rest, and work in the same place. The lines are a bit blurred and it's easy for me to go from, like writing the script for this video to binge watching Cobra Kai on Netflix. So that's why this studio exists, to have clear boundaries, work and home. Work, I do work stuff. Home, I do home stuff. My studio is a one-bedroom apartment located right behind my house actually. I get up every morning, get out and walk to my studio. The commute to my space is literally 3-minute stops and 5 minutes if there was traffic. My space basically has 3 parts to it. One, the room, then the hall, and then the kitchen. And the bathroom if you want to count that as a space as well. If you didn't notice already, I am an artist. Most of my work involves making drawings, making illustrations, teaching, or making videos. Plus, I also have my team to coordinate with. Gotta make them work, man. Gotta make them work and make these videos. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're watching right from there in the back. And the space that I work in needs to be designed in such a way that all of this happens in the most efficient way possible. Everything needs to be in their place and everything needs to be handy. And our space is nothing like that. Because, we just keep stuff where they are and just take them, then just put them right there. And over time, we slightly improvise our convenience. Convenience and functionality is the key. But, this place was an empty room when I came in to this and it was just me, and over time we just started putting stuff here and there and made things work. So this ain't that super clean minimalist space that you're looking for. This one isn't like that. We just keep stuff, take stuff, and keep stuff, and sometimes we forget to dust things. So yeah. With that said, let's start with the lights. The first thing I did when I moved into the space is install good lights. Lighting is like the most underrated part of any space, and good lights make it or break it, right? For me at least. And they set the mood for me and my work, and I like my space to be very well lit because I'm a bright person. I want my space to be well lit. I want to see stuff. I don't like to work in a dim place, if you get what I mean. So I have installed a combination of warm lights and balanced them out with cool lights, basically good old-fashioned Indian tube lights, to slightly balance out the color temperature of our space. So this whole setup sort of gives a very balanced look to my studio. Now onto the room. This, my friend, is where all the magic happens. Not that kind of magic. This is where I shoot, edit, draw, and do most of my work. And this L desk right here is my main work area. This is where I draw, write, think, and procrastinate. And these 2 desks actually are put together. The white one is a custom-made one, and the gray one is bought off the store. And the white desk has this one little drawer in it, and that's all my paper notes, cards, thingies where I sort of write and make notes, and all my stamps for the business, all the official stuff. You get what I mean? Official. I do most of my work on the white table and using my iPad Pro 12.9 inch with the Apple Pencil. It's got the keyboard attachment as well because I found it really hard to type on the on-screen keyboard on the iPad, and I draw mostly using the app Procreate and with the Apple Pencil, so it's kind of fun for me. And I do 90% of my work on my iPad, nothing else. Sometimes I type on this thing or play music on this one right here. Other than that, I use it to record voiceovers for this video. That's it. The desk has a couple of fan art that I have received from folks who have come to my workshops, and there's also my YouTube play button because I like to show off sometimes, showing off. And there's the infamous painting on my wall behind me, and apparently everybody knows that painting. That is good. This painting is the one that adds color to my room, and to be honest, I didn't know what I was doing when I was painting this one. I was just playing with some paints which was lying in my house, and this is what I got. No, that wasn't true. Actually, I bought the paints. It wasn't lying in my house. I deliberately bought the paints. Anyways, the back frame is broken, and that's why this thing is standing out. Nothing planned about it, nothing aesthetic about it, nothing so modern about it. The bloody frame behind it broken, that's standing out, sticking out, curtailed. Can't fix it. Can't fix it. Also, if you haven't noticed already, I don't use chairs because I'm a special person from Mars. Or not, I have back pain, or I used to have back pain. I switched from chairs to using these tabletop things to sit on like 5 years ago, and boy oh boy, let me tell you, it'll save you a lot of back pain. What this tabletop allows me to do is sit in different positions throughout my whole sitting period, because most of my work involves me sitting on my behind, and that is apparently not good, and they also call it the new smoking. So every few minutes or every half an hour or so, I'll just change my sitting position, which makes me mobile on the legs for one, and two, again, save me from back pain. So that's why I've been using these tabletops, which by the way, I didn't get it. It was just lying inside my house when I moved in, and I just moved it to my studio and started using it. The room also has a couple of other things, like some drawings of mine that I posted on the wall to add more color, because this entire space is where I shoot most of my videos on, as you can see. And there's a whiteboard on the wall which I should be using but aren't, but it does have some of the goals that I'm working on completing at the moment, so it sort of serves as a reminder, a little reminder for me. And also there's a half-finished painting which I really need to finish, and a little poster on the life cycle of a project which reminds me what it's like to actually go through a project. And there's the table, which I again really don't use. It has some stuff on it. We can place some things on it, but we don't. And there's a cabinet, a file cabinet which we keep important documents, and then there's the main cabinet drawer. Now this little drawer resembles a IKEA cabinet drawer, but trust me my friend, it is not. It's a custom made one. I couldn't actually get the IKEA Alex drawer because IKEA isn't in my city. I think they're too cool to come to my city. IKEA, what's up with that? Anyways, the best part is I got this thing done way cheaper and for better quality than the IKEA drawers, so it's a win for me. So this cabinet has a lot of art supplies and stationeries that I own, some of the documents that I go through because I do have a lot of these official documents, and more files, and it has some of my drawings, my very old drawings, and the papers that I use occasionally, and also my sketchbooks, my old sketchbooks, possibly like 2 drawers filled with sketchbooks, just sketchbooks. And near the cabinet drawer you have our black shelf, which I used to use. Now we just clean it up and we just keep a couple of things in there, like the He-Man toy, the bald He-Man toy. He's bald, by the way, because I ripped his hair out when I was a little kid. And also it has my little photo. Well, you can see that. The innocent kid. And there's a little paper toy of Casey Neistat. And then there's my Lucky Charm, a little statue of Lord Ganesh, and this thing. I don't know. I don't use this thing a lot. This is a mannequin. Apparently people use this for posing stuff. Not used it like literally like once in my last 3 years of having it in the studio. Useless piece of item. Very true. I mean, I haven't used it. So that is the room that I work out of. I really love this room. It's bright and it's white, and I like to spend most of my time right here. And the guys work out of a different part of the studio, and this is where the machines are at. This is where the editing happens, and this is also the place where we play board games obsessively every weekend. But we'll save the tour of this side of the studio for part 2. Till then, be good. Bye-bye.